Greenleaf Printing and Designs has stupendous signage, printed and embroidered apparel, and promotional products for you. They're at 5526 Burkhart Road in Dayton and on the web at greenleafprinting.com. Anyway, I called you to ask you about land banks, and I had seen that there were some comments in your area regarding land banks up in you guys are in the Flint, Michigan area. Am I correct?
Yes, we're north of Flint. We're called Mount Morris Township.
So you'd be like a suburb of Flint?
Well, we're not a suburb, but we border Flint. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So what has the land banking movement in Flint? Dayton is in many ways very similar to Flint. They've lost an enormous amount of business from General Motors plants and related businesses to that, and has also caused a glut of empty homes. Mm-hmm. And the city has been something the city of Dayton has been fighting for upwards of a decade now. Tell me what land banking has meant to you guys.
Well, it hasn't really meant anything. It just we have a lot of homes that are vacant, and they've been boarded up. They've been vandalized. The grass got very high. Land bank just this year went in and started cutting grass. It's actually wheat they're cutting, mm-hmm. and it's made the community look very bad. And land bank is not getting a lot of money to do this stuff with, so therefore their hands are kind of tied. So it's not something that is really working out to the best of advantage for everybody.
Why do you think politicians seemed so eager to jump on the land bank bandwagon, or is it because they jump on bandwagons?
I don't know. I don't know why they do it. There's a lot of things they could improve. For example, what we implemented here in our township, we had a lot of people complaining, hey, how come you're not tearing this house down? How come this grass isn't being cut? Well, we don't own it. Land bank owns it. So what we have done now is we tag with a piece of paper on every house that is not ours, that we put land bank on it. And, they have a problem, they have to call land bank. But just this year, they started cutting down the weeds and stuff. But we have a lot of people going in and vandalizing. They're taking the copper out of it. It's a big problem. And this is something that the government should really stop, because what they're doing is taking anything that's salvageable, and they're stripping these homes. It's costing land bank a lot of money because people have to go in and redo these houses. It hurts us because if there's taxes owed on the property or water bills, that our township loses that money because land bank doesn't reimburse us for back taxes or back water bills. So it's not really a good policy as far as I'm concerned for us.
Who's it good for?
I don't know. Good question.
So I mean, the land bank up there has been in place for a while? Am I correct?
Yes.
Has it improved the situation of these empty properties throughout the area in Flint? I mean, you guys are right next to Flint, so I mean.
Mm-hmm. No, if you drive through, matter of fact, you should probably come up here one day and take a look and see. These houses are abandoned. They're boarded up. Some of them are just not even boarded up, but the grass is several feet high, and a lot of it is the fences are tore down.
Yeah, we have a lot of the exact same thing here.
Yeah, well, I don't know where. I mean, I really don't know. You can't prove to me that land bank. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I'm not going to blame the land bank people. Mm-hmm. They're doing the best they can. But one problem is the grass cutting. What they need to do is turn it over to the local municipalities and let them do the grass cutting and reimburse them. Because, first of all, we have people who go out and cut our grass. Mm-hmm. They're insured, and they have the equipment, and they have the people. With land bank, is just another expense that the state and the community has to pay, because they have to hire people, they have to buy equipment. If that equipment goes down, who's going to repair it? You see what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying.
Each township has their own group of people that do land cutting and stuff. And if the land bank would reimburse us, they would save a lot of money because we have people who are trained, and we also have people who have the equipment and have the insurance. So they don't have to pay for insurance, and then if they break down, they don't have to do the repair.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own, we have people that do the repair that we contract out. And they also go in, and our people here, they go into these homes or to the property, and they pick up papers and sticks and rocks and limbs and whatever before they start cutting grass, where land bank just goes in and cuts it, and it looks like a big hay field. You know how when you cut
Sure.
hay that hasn't been cut?
Yeah.
And it's not very attractive. And we have some, really nice homes, and our tenants, our residents are nice people, and they try to keep the place nice, and they call us and complaining, and the only thing we can tell them is to call land bank and complain to land bank.
Do you think this is just another way for banks to get some of these properties off of their books?
I don't really know. I don't really know what the purpose is. I mean, with the factories closing in Flint, we've lost a lot of residents, and we're down about 2,000 people
Mm-hmm.
in our municipality with the census. And we also have not just land bank, but we've got a lot of foreclosures.
Yeah.
And homes that cost $180,000 or $200,000 now are selling in our township for $70,000-$80,000. So it's a big drop in price. But the taxes keep going up, and value of property keeps going down.
Yeah,
and
that's
this way throughout the country.
Yeah.
Before this is over, this country is going to be the United States of China before it's done, and it's a shame that the political people in our country are not. All they're doing is bickering and not. I don't understand it. There's a lot of things I don't understand.
Do you think
we're in wars and we're paying billions of dollars out monthly, and yet people are losing their homes. And in our community, I don't know about yours, but water rates have gone sky high, and they're continuing to go. We have people that we have to turn their water off because they can't afford to pay it. They're losing their home. They're losing everything.
Yeah, we got the same thing going down here. We've got prices going up on everything.
Yeah.
The gasoline prices. It's very. I mean, Dayton and Flint are very similar. I think Flint has probably been hit harder than we have.
Well, one thing, David, I'll tell you that I don't understand where the federal government is, because just over the 4th of July, our gas prices were like $3.32, and just 2 days before the 4th, well, it was on a Thursday, so it would be a few days before the 4th, they jumped up to almost $4. They jumped up to $3.90. So that's a big hike just for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I mean, for one day they went up that high. If they go down 2 or 3 cents, but when they jack the prices up, it's 40, 50 cents just about.
And it has an effect on
What's the government doing about that? Nothing.
And
now we just got a rate increase for the water. Our water has gone up just absolutely tremendously high.
Yeah, it's a situation that seems to be heading into a spiral.
Yeah, it's going downhill, I'll tell you.
But
as far as the land bank, I mean, the people that are trying to run it, they're doing the best they can, but what can they do without money,
Yeah, and they're talking about here, I mean, a pretty enormous amount of homes coming to a land bank. I know in the city of Dayton, I'm not sure the exact number, but I've heard over 10,000 empty homes within just the city limits, and we've got about 1 million people in the county, and a lot of these foreclosures are spreading out into the areas where people thought that could never happen.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. We've, in the last few years, we've tore down a couple of hundred houses that were just abandoned. Land bank didn't own them, and the township had to take the responsibility to tear them down. And so, I mean, a couple of hundred houses is a lot of houses, and guess what? We've got that many that we have to go back and tear down again. And land bank, I think, has, probably 500-600 homes that they have in our township. And it's just a mess. It's a mess. I don't know the answer.
Do you think they would be better off just giving these places away to people who are qualified with jobs who will commit to live in the community?
Well, one thing we're having, which is bad, is we're having investors come in and they live in California or somewhere and they're buying some houses.
Yep.
And they're renting them out, and the people aren't taking care of them and they're not paying their taxes, and they just let them go back eventually.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help out. But one thing that the government should have done, which they didn't do, instead of giving the money to the banks, they should have gave the money to loans to the people so they could pay.
100 shirts for only $395. 20 shirts for only $100. No screen charges whatsoever. Bags. They do hoodies. Full color, excellent quality. Postcards, even stickers that go together as a package for your business. Brochures. They do those too. You got school spirit wear for this year. School's coming up. You got t-shirts you want to order for the football team, the cheerleaders, anybody. The volleyball team, the tennis team, it doesn't matter, the golf team. This is the place to come because they will get you a price that you will love. They're local, from Dayton, here in Dayton, right off of Burkhart. Some say it's Riverside, some say it's Dayton. We can argue about that all day. But get in here, they got great prices, great quality, and you're supporting a local business, which means you're supporting your community, which means you're supporting yourself. Greenleaf Printing and Designs has stupendous signage, printed and embroidered apparel, and promotional products for you. They're at 5526 Burkhart Road in Dayton and on the web at greenleafprinting.com.